Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I found a very interesting article where the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, makes some statements that I've been making for some time, and I think these statements that he makes coincide to a certain extent to what I said about the situation in Ukraine. And this comes from Sputnik, as from today, the 26th of October 2022. So it's an all-Russian gig, except me. So Ukraine has been turned into a tool of US foreign policy, has practically lost its sovereignty, Putin says. All right, so let's see what's going on. The United States has turned Ukraine into a battering ram to attack Russia, President Vladimir Putin has said. Well, I would say that actually it's just they're used by their interest, the foreign and hegemonic interest of the United States of America, and the Ukrainians are, I think, just used. Certain things are just exaggerated, certain things just coincide, their interest for a little bit, but after all, look who's fighting and who's dying. And for what? Everything could have been avoided. That's why the United States was not a signatory of the Minsk agreement. Very strange, right? And I'm quoting, "The country has factually lost its sovereignty and is being directly controlled by the United States, which is using Kiev as a battering ram against Russia, against our Union state with the republics of Belarus, against the Collective Security Treaty Organization and the Commonwealth of Independent States, CIS, as a whole," Putin said, speaking at a meeting of CIS Security and Special Services Chiefs on Wednesday. Characterizing contemporary Ukraine as a nation that's been turned into a quote-unquote tool of American foreign policy, unquote, Putin suggested that Washington's quote-unquote true attitude towards its satellites has been clearly demonstrated in the country, with its territory almost immediately turned into a testing ground for military biological experiments in the aftermath of the 2014 Maidan coup. The Russian president accused Washington of ignoring Kiev's talk about acquiring a nuclear weapon, as well as false flag provocations involving a dirty bomb, and instead continuing to pump the country full of heavy weaponry. I noticed that too, that the United States and Great Britain and France were not concerned with at all with Ukraine's possibility, not probability, possibility that they might organize and conduct a false flag operation with some biological, nuclear, missile. I just made a video regarding that today. So having a Tochka M, I think it is, rocket, missile, looking like an Iskander, whatever that I made in a video. So those guys seem not interested at all, not concerned. Moreover, they blame the reporting person, which was Russia. So when they said, hey guys, we have some evidence that those guys are, building that, trying to operate, plan that, these guys, instead of saying, you know what, we don't believe you, but we're gonna check though, because it's too serious, we're gonna check. No, they didn't say that. They said, if you use weapons of mass destruction, we're gonna smack you. So what am I supposed to do next time? Shut my mouth? Keep silent? Keep quiet? I just came here to tell you about that guy. Aren't you concerned at all with him? You're all with me? How logical is this? Well, we talk about logic here. So, similar threats are being faced by other post-Soviet republics that haven't yet fallen into Washington's orbit, Putin said. And I'm quoting, "Attempts to foment color revolutions have not stopped. The playing cards of nationalism and extremism are being actively used. Armed conflict are being ignited, which directly threaten the security of all CIS members. What those doing this hope to achieve can be seen in the example of Ukraine, end quote, Putin said. Amid the continued flow of weapons to Kiev, Putin warned of the ever-present danger of the country being turned into a weapons black market used by transnational criminal groups smuggling arms worldwide to foment new crises. And I'm quoting, "This is not a question only of small arms. There are risks of more powerful weapons falling into the hands of criminals, including man-portable air defense systems and high-precision weaponry," Putin said. Well, I agree with that, and I said it numerous times that these guys are pumping weapons over there. I don't think they are, it's either they are controlling there, so they are on the territory, the Americans, and everything that gets shipped gets to the Americans, used by Americans, and that's it. It's either like that, or they're idiots, and they just send it to the Ukrainians and trust the Ukrainians for being somehow not corrupt in this matter, but everywhere else corrupt. Again, these guys are naive, unbelievable. So, and if that's the case, they sell it, they make money, and the problem is not that the weapon's going to end up on the Russians' hands and they will reverse engineer everything and look around and learn this and learn that. That's been done before the weapon is on the market. I guarantee you that. It's not really a weapon, it's top secret that nobody knows about. What is that? I hope a howitzer is gonna fall in our hands. Bullshit. That's a piece of shit. Those guys knew that those when it was still drawn, the design, they were live over there standing next to the guy. All right, and okay, are you done with that? Okay, next, come with something else. So the same. Oh, hi Mars. Ooh, I think they know everything about everything, and vice versa, and vice versa. Why do you think that there's no country who that breaks through with something? Like, oh my God, the Russians break through with the hypersonic. These guys caught up with them. How? Do you think that they had the same idea? Both militaries thought of the same thing. Those guys stole from the other guys, obviously. Or what's going on? They had to figure out what the hell is going on. That's why they're a little bit like ip, 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 ip. They're never like meow, and that's it. And stay over there. No, it's kick, 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 that's it. So I think he's right about that. And think about the organized crime. Get some, I don't know, little things that they can put on your shoulder and blow a freaking tank. And you go, let's say, rob a bank, or go to a senator's house, or go to the White House, or go to other places with those kind of things. You say, well, how they're shipped? Really? They ship tons of drugs. They're going to have a problem with a little thing. So it's just a matter of order, being an order given, or the desire. You step on someone's thing, junk, wrong, he's going to come and use them. We're going to get them, and going to pay a ton of money, and he's going to use them. And what are they going to do? Because all those things are going to come to the civilized world, where people don't have this, they're okay, and they're going to be blown up. And then what? The Russians again? Look what happened with, what's his name, Bin Laden. How was he created? The same way. Mujahideens in Afghanistan. Weapons, trained, and so on. And that guy was a Mujahideen with his group, wasn't he? Look how ISIS was created. Out of what? You know, all these things, you can look and see the origin and who helped them. For good reasons, but they didn't check them. And the good reason gave them weapons, killed the Soviets, but then what's going to happen? They turn their weapons towards you. And look what happened. September 11, for instance, or other stuff. Is that what's going to be here too? Believe me, more than that. More, because these guys are sending over there sophisticated weapons. They with mass destruction. Not with AK-47 or M16 or whatever BS automatic weapon. Not that. We're past that. It's like I attack you with a little knife with a blade like 2-inch. I'm gonna really. That's how it's an AK or whatever now. No, these guys have other shit that they have. So including ISIS, they still have them. So So that's why sometimes I'm surprised that things are so calm in the West, and those guys were not able to do something stupid and crazy and whatever. It's very murky, very non-murky, very strange that no one was able, for instance, to do something, I don't know, crazy. Anyway, these weapons are very dangerous because, obviously, because they end up in the hands of these guys. And I'm assuming there will be factions out of the Ukrainian army. They're going to break and going to be like a kind of like Kadyrovites doing their own thing. And they will create their own little enclave somewhere. And I'm going to be the king of kings here. And I'm going to be the emperor of the stars. And I'm going to be the, I don't know, Ayatollah of the universe. And they will, like, you know, like when Alexander the Great kicked the bucket, all his generals grabbed and did whatever they did. They called themselves whatever they wanted to call themselves. What happened? They became weaker, but they all had their own little gig. The same with these guys. And these guys have weapons, not swords and bows and spears. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Yeah, they lost. They didn't have any sovereignty since 2014, actually, after that coup d'etat in Kiev. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.